what happens to these jobs, these employment markets after the program ends, if it ever ends? It doesn't concern him. I mean, it's not going to live forever. No, you guys don't
Just practicing my social distancing. Yeah, that ought to do it. Welcome to the Vegematic Show. I've just returned from a trip to Walmart, and I tell you, people kept looking at me like I was strange or something. It doesn't make much sense. I'm participating in keeping my community safe. Oops, sorry. That's better. Anyway, I'm committed to safety during this terrible virus outbreak, and as such, I would suggest that all of you dress like this and go to Walmart. Why Walmart? Because it's the only store open. And don't forget to practice social distancing. That applies to you. 6 feet back from the screen, buddy. 6 feet back. Come on, let's go.
Cash. What is cash? We all grew up with cash. When I was a little kid, there was cash to buy things like candy, and then you could find a quarter, and then you'd be really lucky and get a candy bar and a comic and maybe a piece of bubble gum. But you didn't come here to hear about that kind of cash. We're talking about digital cash, replacing all cash. We're bringing on, through this whole crisis, a big depression and a total reset of the monetary system. What does a total reset look like? Well, think of all the things that you can use cash for. You can use it to pay a kid to shovel your driveway in the winter time, and you can use it to give to a homeless guy. Cash, money, real money, like, paper and coins and things, which is all just fiat money, I guess, but anyway, it is considered money. And there are many businesses all of a sudden in this area, they're saying, no, we just don't want your filthy lucre anymore. Now they'll gladly hand you a pad so that you can punch in your bank numbers while 50 other people have just done the same thing, because your stupid technology thing where you're supposed to just go and it goes ding doesn't work, or it works half the time. The other half of the time, you got to touch surfaces, man. Touch surfaces. Everybody's getting so scared, so afraid. So the bottom line is, you take away cash, you take away a huge chunk of people's freedom. You leave a trail of everything that you've ever done to do with money. Yeah, those transactions that you don't want people to know about too, they'll all be on there. You can't get away from the taxation department or the arm of government coming down on little people and squishing them like they were little cockroaches. That doesn't happen, because we live in a civilized society. What is civilization? Civilization, what we term as civilization, is kind of just barbaric, really, when you look at it. I heard all these slaughterhouses are closing down, and it's an emergency. Oh, we're not killing enough. We're not murdering thousands of animals in a systematic industrial display of barbarity. We can't stop that. Order them open again. Well, maybe our diet has something to do with the way humans are. If you're going to eat other sentient beings, and it's going to happen. You're going to become, you're going to become what you eat. You are what you eat, so to speak. the rivers of blood streaming from industrial slaughterhouses might slow down a little bit, and we can't have that because we need our meat. I have to update my last video because some people seem to take it upon themselves to attack that fine actor, Sam Mitchell, aka Hambone Littletail, and so I'm sure he never gets angry like that. I don't think that's really part of his personality. It's a joke. It's a joke. Get it? No, you don't. So anyway, I just wanted to clarify that Hambone is a good friend of mine, and I don't appreciate you attacking him. Okay, that being said, I know that the character of Hambone can be extremely obnoxious at times, narcissistic, angry, but really, he's not like that. He's not like that. He doesn't do things like, I mean, it's not that way at all. Hambone Littletail is the personification of all of the dark side, the anima and animus, as Carl Jung Carl Jung would have termed it. It's the dark side of his personality, the underbelly, the seething underbelly that's crawling with ugly things and rot. Yeah. So there's that. But the worst horrors, perhaps, are the ones that await us after the panicdemic that we're going through right now. I think that you're going to see permanent changes to the economy that are very horrible for the majority of people who are not in the upper 0.1%. Farmers are planting half the vegetable crops this year because here in Canada we import labor because no Canadian wants to work in those hot fields in the summertime in the humidity and backbreaking labor. We're soft, so normally we allow in Canada, I think it's 60,000 agricultural workers to come in from places like Central America, and this year they have drastically reduced that amount, and so the farmers are drastically reducing the amount that they plant. So this is going to lead to all kinds of shortages in the future, but they'll make sure there's lots of meat, because every good red blood person needs meat. It's going to get crazy. We're going to see huge increases in violations of all civil liberties because they know how to do it better now. This is a trial run we're going through. It will be indeed terrifying and a complete police state. So get ready, because it's only going to get worse after this ends. But how can I seem so pessimistic and yet still be able to get out of bed in the morning? I'll tell you why. Medication. But that'll be gone too. And then you don't want to see me off my meds. You really don't. So, inevitable that the misery is going to get worse. We have the biggest problem is overpopulation. The earth cannot sustain 9 billion people, and half of them driving fossil fuels around, and meanwhile there's going to be like flooded cities, and there's going to be choking pollution, and it's going to get worse and worse, and the sea will rise up and reclaim from the foul humans the land that they have stolen from nature. Does that make sense? I hate to make sense, because I have based my entire life on doing the opposite of what is sensible, and it's always worked for me. It's somehow worked out. Just don't do the sensible thing and it'll work out for you too. I guarantee it. How did it work out? I'm not dead. I'm an old guy and I'm thriving. I'm healthy. I'm happy due to the drugs in my system, and I will keep being Vegematic for you as long as my medication holds up. And of course, we've had the removal of comments for no reason lately, a lot of that. I don't know what's going on with my subs. I get approximately 2 subs every second video, and I think I'm up somewhere around 830 or something. So I figure there's another 40 years I should get up to 1,000 if I don't really piss anybody off again. They might, but by then I'll be dead, and so I can't do the YouTube channel Vegematic from, well, you know, from a coffin. No, I don't even want a coffin. I'd like to be just dumped in the sea. You know, that's fine. That works for me. Who needs it? Bodies. Are we bodies, or are we spirits encapsulated in bodies? I think we are spirits encapsulated in bodies. We're just not very nice spirits, most of us. We're greedy. We're selfish. We're vain. We're materialistic. And yet, this is not the way to survive. This is not how people are going to survive. People are only going to survive if they can trust others to help, to form small communities, get away from the big industrial power systems that we all rely on to keep us warm in the winter and devastate the surrounding land. Or you can just radiate. I've seen the future, and it's glowing. Believe me, it's glowing, as well as flooding. And you think about all the catastrophes that somehow haven't hit yet, that are going to hit, and you know it, and you know that they don't care about it, that nobody's serious about anything, that it's too late. They don't want people to know that it's actually too late. It's too late to change anything. We've gone too far. We've lost the sun. We've come undone. I've heard that somewhere before. Well, thank you for sticking around and sharing my version of reality, which is an alternate reality most of the time, but I don't want to get into that. Let me just say that there are some worthwhile things that we can all try and do, and probably the most worthwhile thing is to consider other human beings and then tell them to kiss your ass. Go over to therevolutioncontinues.com, but it's also Bernie 2016 blogspot, and that one works. That link works for me, so I'm going to try and remember to put the link for the Revolution Continues blog into the description below. But I always get tired by the time I upload these things, and I'm going, it takes a long time, and you walk away from the computer and you're rendering out the video and it goes, your movie studio has stopped working. Oh, great, okay, so you got to re-render the thing, and it takes hours, and then the uploading, and it's just horrendous. It's horrible, I tell you. But why do I do it? I do it for you, because I care. Because I care about the future. I care about the past. I care about the air, the sun, the birds. Somebody has to care. Do you care? No, I don't think so, because nobody really gives a shit when it comes right down to it. We don't like to admit it, but it's true. We don't care. As long as we've got our little pleasures, our little luxuries, then it's okay, I'm alright, Jack. But once it starts to affect us all, then the only way out of it is to care about each other, to look after each other, to do things that are nice and try and be uplifting. And and then you find rainbows sprouting up and unicorns bouncing, and everything's going to be just fine. So with that in mind, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in, and with the dials, right? There's the old 20th century Vegematic. Growing up in the 60s with knobs, I got obsessed with knobs, and then they took the damn knobs away. But anyway, thanks for coming by. Leave your comments as usual. And for God's sakes, get a couple of people you know to subscribe to the channel. It won't kill you, okay? I just want to see how many actual people subscribing it takes to get to the actual number of subscribers that I need. Like probably I figure 2-3 to 1 with the unsubscribing. But that's just conjecture, and it's just another conspiracy that YouTube controls the content. Can you imagine anything so silly as that? You silly Canadian. Anyway, peace, love, understanding, and don't take any shit from anybody.